Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a very warm welcome. This is the Bibliophile Doctorate and we talks about books, fiction, non-fiction and essays in this channel. So today I'm very happy to share my thoughts and reviews on this book Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard by Kiran Desai, which I mentioned as an Easter egg in my video on the loneliness of Sonia and Sunny, and I'll link it in the description or I'll attach it somewhere else so you can go and check that video out if you want. So this Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard is the debut novel of Kiran Desai, and to give you an idea about what this novel is about, the main protagonist in this novel is Sampath. So this novel begins even before Sampath was born. So when his mother Kulfi was expecting him and the village was going through a drought-like situation, and Sampath was born on the day when there was a very heavy downpour. So when as the story progresses, we can understand that Sampath is one of those characters who doesn't fit in the box, and he is, to put it gently, a bit of a daydreamer and kind of a lazy person. He never likes studying. He dreads going to his day job at the post office. So one day when his family was away in attending some wedding or celebration, he leaves his home, takes a bus and gets out of the window and reaches an orchard and climbs a tree and decides that he is going to stay over there. This is the point where this story takes a hilarious turn. Sampath decides that he is going to stay on this orchard, on that tree, and is not going to come down whatever somebody does or says, and he's going to live with this monkey he finds is very peaceful. So initially when his family hears, they thought that he definitely have lost his mind, but the hilarious part is that his family and even the people around him, those who didn't consider him up to a very intellectual level or didn't like him that much, kind of starts following him and finding him or thinking of him as a very kind of a spiritual Baba and looking up to him and gathering in that orchard to hear to whatever he is saying. The whole story is very light, witty, and it is and there is a kind of a magical realism undercurrent in the entire story. At first, when Sampath started saying random things, few of the lines, even to reader it might seem very deep, but as the story progresses, you will realize that whatever random thing Sampath is kind of uttering, all these people who have gathered in this orchard are kind of grasping it, putting it on a spiritual pedestal, trying to find meaning behind whatever random things he is uttering, and kind of repeating those things in situation when they are trying to explain something to other. Even the more skeptic, to their surprise, also started kind of repeating the lines thrown down at random by Sampath. So this situation kind of reminded me of one dialogue from the story Disgrace by Coetzee, though it was a very different and serious novel, but this line seems to fit in just apt as anything. The line was something in this line of, if everything fails, philosophize. So that was what everything, when their logical reasoning, or rather than trying to find the truth, they were trying to philosophize whatever random word or line Sampath was throwing at them. At the heart, this novel is actually a very witty take on human nature, or how we sometimes start following something blindly without kind of investigating or looking deep into what the truth is, or sometimes if it goes beyond our understanding, if it feels too hard or feels very philosophic or something which is very out of the reach, we put it on a spiritual or metaphysical level and try to philosophize it. It also takes a dig on an Indian society's parents, like how some parents think that marrying their children, or their grown-up children rather, would be a solution to all their problems. So that's what Sampath parents try to do. Like when they first heard that he has climbed the tree, their first reaction was to find a girl. If he can meet and he get married, he might come down and be normal again. Another thing which I really loved is how well written the side characters on the small minor characters who were there on the side. Be it any character, be it any member of the family or the skeptic or the other people in Sampat's office or any other people who were gathering there. They have all very colorful small story. But the best part is that however many characters and however many colorful stories they have, none of these characters actually overshadows Sampat's main story. He stays as the absolute eccentric main character that is there in the novel. Overall, it is a very beautifully written, witty novel, and considering that this was her debut novel, which proves that she is such a brilliant, talented author. So if you are looking for something not so long, witty, funny, light-hearted, and rooted in a bit of magical realism, you can absolutely pick up Hullabaloo in the Guava Orchard, and I'm sure Desai is not going to disappoint you. So that was it. So let me know if you have read the novel, what you thought about the novel, what you thought about my thoughts and review of the novel, and anything else. Put that in the comment below. I would love to read all of your comments and thoughts and experience regarding this novel. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about my thoughts and reviews of the book that I'll come up in the future. That's all for today. I'll see you next time.